Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound, you or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
No.
Man, me versus anybody. I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
You know, I found myself in the past, you know, the younger Floyd Mayweather, you know, going back and forth on the internet with different people. But I'm in a better place in my life right now. You know, I couldn't actually be in a better place. So the old Floyd Mayweather, when I used to go back and forth with people on social media, I don't do that.
Terence Crawford couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ron keep mentioning?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
Floyd Mayweather is once again making headlines, and this time he has stirred up controversy with Terence Crawford. In a recent interview,
Like I've been saying for years, you put me in the ring with all the great fighters around my weight class, past, present, future. I'm gonna hold my own against all of them.
Mayweather questioned Crawford's motives, suggesting that his pursuit of a fight with Canelo Alvarez might be driven by financial gain rather than legacy. This statement alone has ignited a firestorm in the boxing world, and Crawford is not taking it lightly.
You know, when these guys, you know, certain fighters, when they want to fight, our job is to line it up. And us fighters, we're warriors. We always want to fight the best.
The reigning welterweight champion wasted no time in responding, making it clear that, while he respects Mayweather's legendary status, the undefeated boxing icon is missing the bigger picture. You know, with him being one of the greats, I thought he would understand why a fighter like me would want to face someone like Canelo, Crawford stated.
Is Floyd gonna come out of retirement and fight Crawford?
Yeah, he said, no. Hey, break it down, Calvin. Floyd against Crawford.
That's a good one, you know what I'm saying? Because you got the old GOAT great, you know what I'm saying, against the new GOAT great.
TBE versus the Pound for Pound King.
Yeah,
great.
So that's a good one, you know. That one, the pay-per-view would be stupid.
I'm all for it. Make it happen.
Yeah, the pay-per-view would be stupid.
Crawford has repeatedly emphasized that his desire to fight Canelo is not about money, but about securing his place in boxing history. He is frustrated by the constant narrative that he is only chasing the fight for a payday.
This guy, in my opinion, could have fought in any era, and on any given night could have beaten any welterweight in the history of the sport. Could have beaten any welterweight in the history of sport, and I'm going to go one further. Prime for prime, at 147, Terence Crawford beats Floyd Mayweather. Hands down. Hands down.
I'm sick of hearing the same thing over and over. People keep saying I'm only after Canelo for the money, but that's not what this is about at all, Crawford said. According to him, this potential fight is about legacy, proving that he is the best fighter of his era.
Terence Crawford is one of the smartest fighters I've ever seen. Very smart, always in shape, you know. And he can figure out anybody. And there's no difference if it's two weight classes or not. If you have it here, and you have the skills to match this, that's tough to do, no matter who you are.
Not just another contender looking for a big paycheck. For months, Crawford has been vocal about his ambitions. He wants to test himself against the best. And in today's boxing landscape,
Leonard, Hagler, Duran, Hearns.
My name already up there. You know? It's just a matter of going on.
Canelo represents the ultimate challenge. The idea that he is pursuing the fight for financial reasons irritates him, especially coming from Mayweather, a man who built his own legacy by taking on the biggest names in the sport. Floyd should understand that better than anyone else.
I'm talking about to be not considered great. He's already a great fighter, but to be considered probably the best. I mean, he's in a position to be considered probably, you know, better than Floyd. He's in that position.
Better than Floyd?
I mean, he's in that position.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because Floyd's 50 and all, he's what?
He made a career out of facing the best. It's just how it is, Crawford explained. In Crawford's eyes, facing Canelo would be the defining moment of his career, one that could cement his place among the all-time greats. However, Mayweather's insinuation that he is primarily seeking a financial windfall from the bout has rubbed him the wrong way.
Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
He expected more insight from someone who has been in his position before. Instead, Mayweather's comments feel dismissive, as if he is undermining Crawford's ambition and competitive spirit. Taking his response a step further, Crawford directly addressed Mayweather.
For years, you know, Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather. Canelo fought a smaller Amir Khan, but Amir Khan.
Yeah, he did at 155. Yeah.
Amir Khan, you know, he fought Jamel Charlo, and I'm pretty sure he didn't make as much money with all those guys except Mayweather. Even Berlanga right now, that he will with me.
Making a bold claim that sent shockwaves through the boxing community. He stated that if Mayweather were still active and holding the top spot in boxing, he would have pursued a fight with him instead of Canelo, and he would have been confident in his ability to win. If it wasn't Canelo but Mayweather himself on the throne, I'd still come for him.
Impressive about him. He's experienced, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you
think? I think he's tough fights and difficult fights.
And I'd get the win, Crawford asserted. It was a striking statement, one that immediately sparked heated debates among fans and analysts alike. Claiming he would have defeated Mayweather in his prime is one of the most controversial things Crawford has ever said. Boxing enthusiasts wasted no time discussing the hypothetical matchup, with opinions divided on whether a prime Crawford could truly take down a prime Mayweather. The comparisons between the two fighters have been made before.
I don't see him trying to give the game to the young fighters because he's a promoter now. I can't give everybody the game if I'm one of them now. It's a business at the end of the day. So if they made all this money on our backs as fighters, and now I'm a promoter, I'm going to do the same thing that they once was doing and just say it's just the game of the business.
But this latest declaration has brought them back to the forefront of the conversation. Some believe Crawford's versatility, power, and technical skills could have posed a real threat to Mayweather's undefeated record. Others argue that Mayweather's defensive genius, ring IQ, and ability to adapt to any opponent would have given him the edge in such a showdown. Regardless of the debate,
so they pay the fighters. They don't have to wait for that. Was the big problem in the past, is that these boxing promoters would come in and they wouldn't make as much money as they thought they were going to do, so they would stiff the fighters and not pay the guys. And that's why these regulations are in place in these different states.
Crawford's statement has ensured that his name remains in the spotlight. He has made it clear that his ambitions extend beyond Canelo. His goal is to prove, once and for all, that he is the best of this generation. And if that means taking down legends.
But to answer your question, it's black people that got me in this situation. People that look just like me. They say they come from the hood. That's starving me on purpose. Black. So it's not about supporting black in public. It's about being truthful. It's about
past or present, so be it. Mayweather, for his part, has not yet responded directly to Crawford's challenge. However, given his history of engaging in verbal spats with active fighters, it wouldn't be surprising if he eventually fires back.
Being signed to Floyd, it was a great experience because, you know, that's like somebody I looked up to from a young kid, and I was kind of like, I always felt like I had the same talent he had, but I just always wanted to prove myself to him. I really signed him to get next to him and like get knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't about the money, but obviously when I first was a young kid, he put some money in front of me, and I thought that was a lot of money, and I thought that I was gonna get moved like Javante was, obviously. So when we was in a contract, I would see.
Whether or not this escalates into an actual back and forth between the two remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Crawford is not backing down from anyone. As the discussions rage on, the focus remains on whether Crawford will get his wish to face Canelo Alvarez. If the fight happens, it will be one of the biggest matchups in recent boxing history, with enormous implications for both fighters' legacies. But beyond that, Crawford's recent comments have added another layer to his story.
150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And at least least amount of fights?
She did.
Who got the highest game?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
The greatest of all time.
He isn't just fighting for belts or big paydays. He's fighting for his place among the all-time greats, willing to take on any challenge, past or present, to prove it.